If you're a wedding photographer or videographer and you're wondering how the heck are you supposed to get to 6 figures in a year, this is the video for you. You sitting at home right there watching this right now, you totally can. You can do it. I used to think it wasn't possible. I used to be that person. I was like, I don't know how am I supposed to make this a full-time job? How is that even doable? Well, I'm gonna break down in this video the strategies that we used in 2024 that helped us for the first time scale up past the 6-figure mark. There was a lot of things we did, but after tracking the things that worked and looking back at where all of our inquiries came from, which ones booked, what happened, we can narrow it down to 3 main frameworks that changed our business forever and that we will continue to be implementing. So in this video, I'm gonna break down the spiderweb framework, the foot in the door, and the red carpet. These 3 frameworks, if you get to work and you implement them and you actually put in the quantity that they need, you will hit the 6-figure mark. But the problem is, after you watch this, you can't just sit there and keep on scrolling. You gotta look at these frameworks, write them down, and get to work. You gotta put in the numbers. A lot of these aren't gonna work if you just do 1 or 2 of them. You gotta do 30, 50, 100 of them. So the first thing we're gonna dive on into today is the spiderweb framework. This framework is probably the single most important thing that I'll talk about in this video, is a thing that I feel like we've really figured out, so let's dive in. This framework is gonna make you have to get out into the world, interact with people, make connections, and grow. Because we used to think that couples were gonna just magically come to us. We were posting on Instagram, we had a website, and we opened our doors, but we were just waiting for people to come. Well, that's not how it works. You have to get out there and start marketing. Okay, so here is the game plan. Step 1. Make a list of your dream clients on Instagram. They could be couples that are just dating or engaged, and make a list of all these couples. Whether they follow you, you follow them. Sometimes it can be a little hard to find your dream couples. One thing that I like to do is go to my favorite venues, look at their recent followers and scroll through there and see if I can find any other couples. Look at their posts and see who's commenting, who's actively liking their stuff. So then you can scroll through the likes on there and see if there's anyone on there. Or look at one of your photographers in your area that you really like and you look up to. Maybe look at who's recently followed them or who is liking and commenting on their stuff. By doing this, you can find the couples that you really like. You can find the couples who are active, and these couples are probably the ones that are gonna be looking for a wedding photographer soon if they're already following venues and photographers. So once you make this list, ideally make the list as long as possible. You're probably gonna do this once a month. I usually make a list of 20 to 30 couples, which is really hard to find that many. Honestly, it takes a bit. So after you get that list, follow them all. And then for a week, just like engage with their stories. If they post things, you can comment, you can heart it. And so after a week, after you've engaged with them a little bit, is the time to slide into the DMs. So this is where you make the ask. You're gonna ask them if they would be interested in a totally free photo shoot. This is just a couple shoot. There's no strings attached. They get all the photos. I usually say something like, we are looking for a couple for a fun shoot. You guys seem like the perfect fit for what we're looking for. We're wondering if you would be interested at all in this free shoot. There are no strings attached. You get all the photos. All that we ask for in return is just to write us a review if you enjoyed working with us. And that's what I would say. And then you will send that to all of them. Some people won't open it up at all. Some people open up and not respond. Some people will just heart it and not say anything. But then there will be some that are like super, super down. They're super excited and they can't believe that you reached out to them. And these are your people. So after you do that, set up the photo shoot. And now comes step 3. Give the best possible experience. Give this the experience that it would be if somebody was paying you $1,000 for a photo shoot or your regular fee that you charge for a photo shoot. Don't just give this the idea of like, oh, this is a free photo shoot, I'm gonna try that hard. No, you give this 110% like you give everything else. Like they're a client for you. They just happen to have a crazy awesome discount and a crazy awesome offer that you gave them. So then on the photo shoot day, make it fun, make it exciting, create the most amazing photos that you possibly can. And then comes step 4. Step 4 is the collab post. So the day of or the day after you have some sneak peeks ready and edited, go ahead and make an Instagram post and just post some of the sneak peeks from the photo shoot. So after you do this, invite them as collaborator and then DM them and just say like, hey, here's some sneak peeks I was really excited about getting these edited and put out. If you want them on your page also, we invite you as collaborator, so it'll go onto your feed. This is a super important part to just let them know that you're inviting them to also accept the collab, because this is where you really grow your web. Because if they accept, and most of them will, then you are gonna gain some followers from their audience, and then also all their audience is gonna be introduced to you, because they're all gonna be super excited about these photos with their amazing friends, And also, most of their friends around their age are going to be entering into being engaged or getting married, or at least in a serious relationship sometime soon, because they're going to be, their friends, their closest friends are going to be somewhere along where they are in life. And if they're engaged to be married, their friends likely are too. So you're getting into the audience that you need to be. And that's where the web comes in play, because you're going to meet this audience over here and these friends over here and these friends over here. And the more you do this, you're going to continue to like make connections. It's crazy after we've done this. Last year we did 45 free shoots, and it's crazy how there's always like a connection now after doing so many free shoots in different parts of all over our state. We've just grown. We've grown our web so much, and that's what you're going to do is you're going to continue to do these free shoots, make this Instagram collab post, and grow your web. Step 5 is after you send them the photos is to ask them for a review. So you mentioned at the start, you gave them a pre-frame of like, hey, in return, we just asked for a nice review. So now is the time after you send them the photos and they love them, you can say, if you really enjoyed working with us, we would love it if you could write us a Google review, send them the link, make it nice and easy for them. And that way they can click on it, write you an amazing review. And this way you get your Google reviews up a lot. And that's something I've really enjoyed doing. It's a nice little bonus. Some people don't really work hard at that. And it's not the most important thing in the world, but having more Google reviews than all the people in your area is pretty awesome. So, and people are usually really happy to do that for you as you just offered them a free shoot. And the last step of this is just to repeat it. This is something you have to do a lot. This is not something you're gonna do 1 or 2 of in a year and just like expect all the followers and engagement and inquiries to come flowing in. We did, like I said, 45 of these last year, and this year I want to do more than that. One thing I would recommend is set an amount, a goal amount that you want to do every month, and plan a month ahead. So reach out to the couples and say, hey, we're planning a shoot for next month. We're super excited. Are you interested? So that way you can get your calendar filled out for the month ahead. This is something that has really helped us with actually nailing these shoots down and preparing for the month. Because some of these shoots, people won't accept a collab post. Maybe they don't have a lot of friends or they're not interested in working with you. That's okay. You're still a human. You're building more connections, which is amazing. You're meeting new friends. What you're doing is you're planting seeds in all these different communities and friend circles and friend groups. And some of them are going to grow and you're going to have a great relationship and meet a lot of new people and welcome a lot of new people into your audience. Some of them aren't going to grow at all. They might fall on some rocks and you're not going to get much. But that's okay. That's why we put in the numbers. That's why you have to do a lot of quantity with this. Get out there and get to work. So to recap the Spiderweb framework, you're gonna make a list, you're gonna make the ask, you're gonna deliver an incredible experience, you're gonna have a collab post, you're gonna ask for a review, and then you're gonna repeat it a crap ton of times. If you put in this work, and if you do this framework, you will grow. There's no doubt in my mind. It's just, this is like the one strategy I'm just so excited to talk about. I just can't say it enough that like you just have to do it a lot of times. This is the single most important thing that's helped us grow our business. Okay, framework number 2 is the foot in the door framework. The other single most important thing you can do in your wedding business is become known in your industry and get to know the players in the game. In your area, there's gonna be some of the top venues that you really wanna work at, and there's gonna be a lot of venues you haven't even heard about. There's venues everywhere. And that's where the foot in the door framework comes in play. The goal of the foot in the door framework is for you to meet the venue owners, grow relationships, and just be a human with people and build some friends, but also while you're doing it, get onto the referral list and be able to get some inquiries from venues that really want to work with you and that you really want to work with them. So here's how you do it. The first couple steps are very similar to the Spiderweb framework. You're gonna make a list of the people, the venues that you wanna work with. After you make that list, you're going to engage with them for a week and just actually comment on their things, be excited about what they're doing because what they're doing is amazing and you want to be a part of it. After you engage with them and you get on their radar, after a week or 2 weeks, now's the time to make the ask. So this ask is going to be a little different. So what you're going to ask is you're going to DM them and you're going to say something like, I'm Isaac, I am a wedding photographer. I'm super excited to potentially work with you guys in the future. Your venue is incredible. You're just one of the best in the area and we really want to grow a relationship with you. So one thing we would love to offer you, and this is where you have some creativity. You don't have to copy what I'm about to offer them. Since we do photo and video, we have some capabilities to do more video, but video is very accessible now. So even if you're a photographer only, you could literally do this on your phone, which sometimes works even better on social media anyways. So I would encourage you to just be creative and think about what you can offer a venue and make your offer a little bit creative and different. A lot of venues already have amazing photos of the venue, so just offering that might not be super attractive to the top venues. But if you can think of something creative and specific that you really want to do with them, then they're going to be much more likely to be interested in doing this project with you. So you say, I would like to offer you a venue tour video. So it's going to be a 1-minute vertical reel for Instagram. We're going to sit down, we're going to interview you, ask you some questions about what your venue is, who it's for, what you have to offer, and we're going to show some amazing shots of your venue and just the property. And it'll be an amazing reel to show to your audience and our audience, and it'll be a great time to meet you. If you're interested at all, just let me know and we'll set a date up. And that's what I would send. I would just offer to meet them, have this fun project you want to do with them, and make it for social media. So for this next step, you're going to meet them. You're going to go in person after you set up a time, and you're going to crush a video or photos that you're going to take, and you're going to just be a human. You're going to be human and be excited to be there, because you just have to have the mindset that you were there to serve them. You were there to create this amazing thing, this amazing video, this amazing photos for them, for their audience. And that's how you think of some of the most creative things, because you just have to think of what would really benefit them. So the next step is, at the end of the shoot, you can make the ask. Be like, hey, your venue is incredible. What you're doing here is amazing. We're so excited about it. We're so excited to book our first wedding here. Would you mind putting us on your vendor referral list? It's scary to ask, but a lot of people are going to say yes if you ask them in person. What's going to happen is some of them are going to say yes and put you on the list. Some of them are going to say yes and not put you on the list. And some will say no. And that's okay. And that's why, once again, you just have to do numbers at this, and you just have to be human and grow relationships with people. So the next step is flyers. So this sounds really old fashioned, but if they say yes and they were super excited to put us on their vendor list, the next thing I ask is if I could send them some flyers that just show off some info about us for them to hand out at their venue tours. If they say yes, then here's some tips on creating a flyer that really actually get people onto your website. So tip number 1 for this is I put a photo of their venue on that flyer. So that way they're just more excited to share the flyers because it has a photo of their venue on it. Also, I use Flowcode. I put a custom QR code on the back. So through that QR code, number 1, obviously that sends them to our inquire page on our website, but also I'm able to track the QR code for each venue that we've sent these flyers to. So I can see, number 1, who's passing them out, and number 2, who's really getting us inquiries. When people come to our website, who are we actually booking with? And so that's been really amazing to see who the top venues are that really want to work with us. And most of the time, the venues that are sending us all these inquiries are also venues that we love so much and we want to work there. So it's a double whammy. They're excited for us, we're excited for them, and it has just been amazing. So the last step of this is just to continue to grow your relationship with them. Continue to be really thankful. Number 1, they're sending you inquiries. That is the nicest thing as a business, to actually send work to you. Just be thankful for that. So you don't have to have any program or anything set up, but one thing we love to do at the end of the year is, for the venues that send us a lot of inquiries or any inquiries at all, we love to just thank them and send them a nice bouquet of flowers from some local florist. So it's just a little thank you of hey, we really appreciate working with you guys, and we want to work here more, and we just can't thank you enough for these inquiries. So that has been something, is just continuing that relationship with. And the last step is just to repeat. You have to do this a lot. This is a big time consumer, but it is worth so much in the long run. In 2024, we visited and did 35 venue tour / vendor tour highlight videos. This took a lot of time. This was the biggest project we did last year, but it has paid off so much and will continue to in the long run, because once you build these relationships, you have those forever and you can continue to be excited to work with them. And also now we have an amazing list of venues and a ton of info about them that we can send our clients and be here are the top venues in Indiana, the top ones we recommend. And there's a video of us at each of them. So just a ton of credibility. There's a ton of good SEO you can do with that too. It's a multiple, triple double whammy of amazingness. So that is the foot in the door. The last framework we're gonna go over is the red carpet. The red carpet framework is something that we kind of mapped out for us because we wanted to work on creating an incredible client experience for couples. We noticed that we weren't getting a lot of client referrals, which was a little bit frustrating to figure out, because we really believed in the product we delivered. We really believed that we showed up on wedding day to serve them, and our photos and our videos were amazing, but we were lacking a little bit in the client experience. Step 1 of this framework is the gift. So the gift, I can't emphasize enough how important the client gift is. So after people book with you, send them a gift, and it doesn't have to be anything crazy, just personal things that you enjoy, that you think they'd enjoy, and write a personal card. So what happens with this is, number one, we are able to show couples like, hey, we're genuinely really excited about you. Because obviously they know that you book other couples for weddings, and you just need to show like your individual excitement for them. And number two, it allows them to see what we're gonna be providing to them throughout. It sets the tone, like, hey, you booked with us, you're locked in with this incredible journey that we're gonna take you on. And then it just makes you have to show up and create this journey throughout, because you're starting off up here and you need to keep it up here. And so also number three is, a lot of people will show this client gift on their stories. This is number one where we've gotten a lot of our client referrals from. As they take pictures of it, they're so amazed and excited about it. They show it on their stories, and then we get client referrals because they're like, whoa, hey, this photographer actually cares about their couples and is actually really excited about them. And we want people to be excited about us. And that's step one. And that's something I can't recommend enough. I will link another video below where we dive into all the ins and outs of client gifts, everything you need to know about it, and ideas for it. Check out the video below after this one. Step two is, I want you guys to map out the entire client experience that you provide, from all the touch points that you have with your couples, from before they inquire with you. So from your social media page, your website. After they inquire with you, what do they get? They get a thank you page on the website, or is it just say submitted? To the email you send automatically if you have an auto email, and then all the emails throughout your journey to the wedding, how you show up on the wedding day, and then how you deliver to the videos or photos after the wedding. So one thing that really helped us out is just grab a piece of paper and draw square one, write in it, inquire. Square two, initial wedding email. Square three, and so on. And map it out, and then you can see where your gaps are of your client experience lacking. You can see, okay, this is kind of a weak spot, this is a strong point. This is one thing that really helped us out. So I really want you to just map out all the touch points. This is super helpful. Just block out a bit of time and map it out. And then step three for this is, after the wedding, stay in touch with them. You don't have to like literally set up like times to text them or anything like that. We just keep following our couples on social media. If they post anything that I really like, I'll comment on it or heart it. One thing we're working on is sending out like Christmas cards at the end of the year to like all the couples that we have the addresses for now. And also one thing I really want to start doing is sending out anniversary cards. So just two personal touches that I think are really going to boost up that red carpet feeling of like, they don't just care for us now, but they still cares for us. Because we do. We like don't accept all the couples that inquire with us. We only want to work with couples that we really see that we can serve the best. And I want to show them that for a long period of time, not just on the wedding day. So those are the three frameworks: the spider web, the foot in the door, and the red carpet. I really want you guys to try these out. I want you to commit to them. Set how many of each that you want to do, how many free shoots you want to do a month, how many venue tours or vendor highlight videos you want to do a month, and commit to it for a year. Really take it seriously, get to it, get to work on the client gift and your client experience, and get to it. I guarantee you, if you do these three things and you get after it and you take it seriously, that you're going to grow your business this year. Thank you guys for watching this. Subscribe down below for a virtual high five, and I'll see you guys next week. I should have turned on Do Not Disturb.